Diadem Echo's healing build is very strong on champions that can both deal damage and heal damage, but Nami going to be the choice, normally often thought of right next to Lucian in most setups, but this time...
Will that result in Dragon priority for them? They've had a lot of cryo here, but the gold overall... Wait a second, see if we get a tight spot here.
Yeah.
Scuttle Crab.
Ozo'dioto's in the middle of everybody. Shockwave already comes down over the top. Blabber in danger, trying to get away. Quid finds first blood with a clockwork lined up. Beautifully placed there as C9 wanted to see if they could contest the crab.
He was looking at that juicy crab. And TL
Blabber's getting caught again.
Hold on, Blabber. If he dies a second time, it's tragedy.
This point usually is not going to get out of control.
Yeah. I mean, you talked about it at the beginning of the day before the game even started, but Quid was the most uneven trade, and it was like they kind of forced you into just taking the constellation prize.
Yawn, very low on HP there. Luckily, does not get caught by the Tempered Fate. Team Liquid's going to walk away on this one. Core with a nice bubble. Yawn still in a little bit of danger. Defensive tidal wave. Make sure that C9 aren't going to get anything else. Wind becomes lightning over the wall from Jose. Connects on no target. But as TL reinforced with their junglers, C9's got to walk away.
Yeah, that was a near thing, though. You know, Yawn getting aggressive. If Vulcan had actually hit that ulti, there was no flash. Nidalee likely would have come in, and they probably could have finished him off. But because that misses, because of the Great Bubble, when you make that pit stop for the Bramble, of course, that is going to slow things down. APA taking a trade here.
Oh, another ulti there from Quid. Can't threaten anything lethal this time, and APA just runs him through with the spear. Nice.
And now that APA has gotten a kill back in mid lane. This Azir on one item. Power Spike is under attack.
Okay, APA tries to get out, but Ozo'dioto is ready to flash follow. Quid's gonna flash here as well, and Jose, he's a jungler after my own heart. He's gonna take that kill himself. Make sure that he gets accelerated in this game. 3-1 TL.
This Jose pickup here, this Jose Quid synergy, I'm getting reduced a little bit. Blabber and Vulcan are getting a little bit antsy here, trying to sneak around and
flash.
look for something on Quid.
Quid has no flash. They know it. They're chasing after the Orianna now. He does get caught with a Tempered Fate. Surely this should just be the death of Quid. They want to put that money onto Blabber if they can do it. And there we go. Vulcan and Blabber getting away out of that one. They do at least find the kill, but it is two Drakes.
But TL, they just seem really locked in at the moment. Moving over to Rift Herald, there's some really nice rewards here with Rift Herald, with so much value out of towers just being instantly accessible. You don't have to take the complete tower to get the gold.
Okay, here comes your dive. Morgan's gonna try to get away, but they put APA in front of him, so he cannot use the ulti to get all the distance he wants. Morgan tries to get back underneath the turret, but Thanatos, APA, and Vulcan together are enough to force the 3v1, find the kill in exchange for the Herald that Ozo'dioto got in the top side, and now that's immediately summoned up, so Jose and Quid can take the tier 1.
Our last couple of sequences have been Team Liquid going for the objective, and Cloud9 saying, okay, fine, you can have that objective. We're gonna get a kill somewhere else. First time for Dragon, it was going after Quid, ignoring the Dragon, going for the kill there. This time for Rift Herald, they do get the bottom side, but again, Rift Herald does get guaranteed value now, since turret plates give you a lot of the gold, and so it actually feels a lot nicer. APA though will finish up at least the tower on bottom side.
Yep, you're gonna get the plates off the tier 2 as well. You know, there's plates on all of these towers except for the Nexus tower. So, you know, in tier 2s, tier 3s. So even though they don't kill the tier 2, still more gold there for Quid as Blabber again.
Blabber has to flash away from the shockwave, or it would have been a third death for this Nidalee.
And he had to use the spell shield, had to use the barrier, had to use the ulti. And really, nothing was committed over on that other side.
Okay, Yawn exhausted, has to Valk away. Loses about 60% HP and hits him with the Papega Frog. Sidesteps Tempered Fate yet again. Nicely done. Yawn's just letting him know. Nice try.
Yeah, I mean, Vulcan just has not been able to hit these ultis at all. And Blabber barely missed the spear. It was on that bound target, but I believe it clipped a minion, so he couldn't fully connect and actually commit to that play.
Got to hit some skill shots here if you're going to turn this game back around for Cloud9. Currently down the Dragon.
But a quick magical journey through the wall means that the C9 support is fine. Core JJ also very importantly sidestepped the spear that was coming out from Blabber there. So full health bars on TL. APA still very far away. No teleport ready for that C9 mid laner. Thanatos wrapping around from the side, looking for the angle here against Team Liquid. He's already popped the dominance. He's charging up some fury. Vulcan gets away. Magical journey through the wall. Quid throws the ball, finds Thanatos. TL trying to position respectfully towards that flanking Renekton. Dragon's losing his patience. He's going to reset back towards the pit. 4,000 HP.
It's going to expire.
Team Liquid still trying to make this one happen. Thanatos full fury, but no dominance. Tidal Wave flies out. Jose Diodo trying to stay on top of the Dragon. Thanatos here with a flash forward. Tries to be the front line. Instead going to be taken down. Jose Diodo grabbing the kill, but Morgan is traded back. It's 1-for-1 here on the top lane as Jose has to try to make his way back into front. This might, but he won't get it here just yet. APA disengaging. Morgan's dead body finally gone. Tempered Fate hits nothing. APA down to 100 HP as Quid is still looking. Team Liquid gonna walk away from this one, and ultimately it's a one.
Introduction left him pretty vulnerable to APA, and this tower could just get rushed down.
Yeah, they're going for the tier 1. Vulcan, Tempered Fate onto 2. Connects it this time. Follow-up not going to be there. Jose and Jan trying to get back over the wall. C9 reinforcing with every man on the map. The tier 1 still stands. Jan chunked by a spear, but immediately healed up by CoreJJ. C9 take control back over their side of the jungle.
Yeah, Morgan during this whole time is pushing mid lane, so they're trying to get mid lane priority, which is going to draw Sven over to farm the rest of it. And they might even go for an extra play here. Team Liquid on the top.
Oh, C9, they try to stop it. Defensive ulti coming out from APA. Quid and Jose Diodo going forward. Wind becomes lightning, and here's your Xin Zhao ulti. APA's already down. Jose Diodo taking the kill. Thanatos on the run. Here comes Morgan like a freight train out of the jungle, and it's CoreJJ taking the kill. It's Jan taking the turret. It's Team Liquid taking everything they want in the bottom lane.
Once again, the macro, a full breaking point for this game. Cloud9 are very much still capable of taking over these team fights. APA has a key component that Flowers absolutely loves and hates.
It's my favorite item in the game, Kobe Wowie.
It's the arm guard for Azir. APA doesn't have his flash currently, but he does have some extra playmaking ability there.
Yeah, I mean, I just always feel like the later the game goes, though, the harder and harder it gets for these
from this objective. And I think they're going to successfully do that. Thanatos trying to find a way in.
Yep, Thanatos wanted it, but immediate Valk from Jan as C9 all take a magical journey to stay grouped up. Sven is separated from the rest of the team right now, and C9's going to begin the drink. Jose Diodo here on the front line. Team Liquid, they jump in and find the engage of the APA. He's already forced to use the arm guard. He flashes out and stays alive as Thanatos tries to disrupt Jan, but now Jose's ready with the re-engage. Morgan looking to keep the pressure on Sven. Decimating smash, no stun. Dragon down to 3,000. C9 still regrouping, but health bars are injured. TL looking to DPS the Drake, and they will take it. This is what's the entrance towards this river area, towards this Dragon pit.
Okay, everybody has flash ready for this fight. This Dragon Soul fight could be everything.
They look at Quid. They're not going to find anything super valuable here. Wind becomes lightning, tagging multiple Cloud9 players. Quid with a flash away defensively. There's your ulti from the Nami. Thanatos continuing to retreat back towards the rest of C9. Jose Diodo taking a ton of damage. Goes in for the ulti. C9's not really intimidated by it. And now APA, he wants to shuffle, and he hits Quid. Blabber with the shutdown as the Guardian Angels also proc. Morgan's in the middle of everybody, and Cloud9 roars to life with multiple kills. Morgan's gonna get one back, but it's still 3 for 1 for C9.
They clutch it just in time. Cloud9 when everything is on the line with the Dragon Soul staring them down. They trust in the Azir, in the Sivir damage, and they get it done. Look at multiple re-engages here.
Yeah, I love the space creation forward, catches Quid there, and then Sven full sends it, flashing in on both Jose as well as Morgan to knock him down. Massive team fight, and they're going to get Baron, maybe.
Yeah, Jan and Core coming to stop it, but no, Blabber's got the smite secure. C9, not only do they stop Soul.
Unless TL wants to try to force an engage, but that would be difficult. This one's going to go down really fast. Vulcan, dangerous spot.
Yeah, Vulcan's going in, but everybody else is going with them, and now CoreJJ shuffled back. They caught themselves a fish out of water, and now they're putting the DPS into Morgan's health bar. A double kill for Sven on the Sivir, and C9's DPS has officially scaled.
We got to get a listen in on the comms for TL there, because I don't know why they are reacting to a magical journey
not
like
even there.
that. I mean, yeah, CoreJJ walks back to the magical journey where the rest of Cloud9 could take it in, and the Orianna is off in Narnia and top lane over there. And Cloud9, now with this Baron, they blow the base wide open.
Narnia is not a friendly place this time of year, my friends. C9 are bringing the violence to the Team Liquid half of the Rift as they push towards their first Tier 3 turret of the game. The mid lane inhibitor will be their target. There's still 25 seconds on Morgan's Scion. CoreJJ finally back alive now, but the mid inhib is already down.
Yeah, and I mean, look at bot lane as well, right? They're pushing their...
Bro.
In last season, he would have been, because, you know, maybe.
Oh, APA goes in for another big shuffle. CoreJJ is going to be the target. Almost killed, but not quite there. Plenty of burst, though, down under Quinn, and he is gone. Jose and Jan both locked up. Plenty of damage into the carries. Is a double kill back to Thanatos. A triple kill for the Crocodile. Morgan just might be number 4, but it's APA taking the credit. Only Core still standing, and C9 march at the Nexus.
It was TL in control. It felt like the whole damn game, but it's C9 showing up when it matters most.
C9 with all 5 alive. They may have trailed for the majority of the game, but they're the ones who will see the enemy Nexus in ruins. They will win the first game in this best of 3.
Oh, and APA give it away.
Rakan, to me, always kind of, I feel like, scales better than the Alistar. I think you're really, really powerful in those team fights. You have a very weak laning phase. So sometimes when you're up against something like that Tom Kench, you say, hey, I can just take a free lane for APA in game 1. You know, had that big play on the Azir, champion that he's not really known for.
Ooh, Jan down to 200 HP down here. Has to flash away to avoid the grand entrance from Vulcan. CoreJJ tries to cover the exit here for his 80 carry. Sven with a flash forward, piercing arrow, but the heal's enough to keep Jan healthy. Now Sven could be in a little bit of danger as Jose Diodo wraps around from the side. Vulcan with a battle dance, reinforcing the rest of his team as Blabber grabs first blood, and he might just make it 2. Jose Diodo falls, and C9 comes out on top.
Vamp Scepter to try to heal through some of this damage. APA gets a blue buff, early lost chapter. You can really start to slam home that advantage in these range versus melee matchups when you have
quick maps right there. Well done, buddy. Immediately engage coming out from Jose Diodo, though. They are looking for APA, but Quid might just die first. He's down to 100 HP. Both mid laners about to fall. Quid is down. Jose Diodo picks up the kill, but he should die to Blabber's Jarvan right after. And the flag marks his grave.
Down. If he lived, that would have been devastating for TL, but still, it is a great play for them. Early Sundered Sky has gold on top of that. And a fast Sundered Sky, you are feeling so good.
Ooh, knock up off the back of the Chains of Corruption, and they take out CoreJJ. Easy peasy there for C9. Has to snap back down to a quarter HP already. Team Liquid only has this Drake down to about 1/3, but they might be able to still secure it. C9 at least wants to go in for a fight. Blabber is ready to challenge here for the smite. Jose Diodo tries to find the opportunity to go in there, but the Drake is secured by C9. Team Liquid's got to be careful, keeping their jungler alive just by a hair of his health bar, as Sven's going to be next to die. Vulcan gets back over the wall. It's C9. Very modest 90 gold lead in the top lane is about the biggest thing they have to write home about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's interesting because, you know, coming into this, everyone that I was talking about...
immediately, though, it's a full send into the bottom lane, and APA is down. Nice setup there.
In championships, he was looked at as the best mid laner in the league, had some massive individual plays, got signed by TL. And these are the kind of games that when you are signing a player like this, you expect him to carry. You expect him to be able to take over, to save you in these positions.
Yep.
You got to put the eggs in the Quid basket, and hope he can make it work.
Well, they're going to slam the Rift Herald egg into the Tier 1 turret basket, and all that stuff is falling all over the street because that turret is gone, gone, gone. First turret for C9 brings the gold lead closer back up to 3K, and C9 are the first ones into the river looking at their Soul Point Drake.
Can they get the engage here? Team Liquid, they're looking for it.
Okay, Jose Diodo going to be in some danger. Blabber wanted to go in, but Jose stays away. Now the follow-up engage into CoreJJ, but an equalizer down over the top. Jose re-engage after Blabber. They're looking to burst down the C9 jungler, but Jose dies first. Both junglers out of the picture, but Morgan is also gone. It's a 2-for-1 favoring C9, and APA wants 3. Quid continuing to try to escape into the bottom lane. Thanatos goes over the wall. A little bit more damage is all they need, and Thanatos goes on a killing spree. C9 win a clutch fight, 3-for-1. They're
immediately get the shove.
Watch the counter engage from Vulcan. He's just standing right on his carries. As soon as Quid goes forward, you know, he is in position to just turn this around. Goes immediately back in, insta charm on 3 members from TL, bounces the charm over on a core, so he can't devour his carries to actually save them. That was
rampant. Thanatos tries to escape here in the bottom lane, goes between worlds. Jose Diodo has no opportunity to make a truly impactful play there. Instead, they will just force their opponent back. It'll allow Morgan to take the Tier 1 turret at least, but meanwhile, C9's doing the same thing on the other side of the map. So even trade Tier 1 for Tier 1.
When you're behind, you always feel pretty good about that, but we've talked a lot about the supports. These are the supports by age. There's some pretty massive...
Maybe just our MVP from last year.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, might be that guy. But anyway, Yon's the target now. Cataclysm comes down on top of his head. The damage just pours in. One more auto attack from Blabber gets it done. EQ backwards towards the rest of the team to make sure he can escape safely. Equalizer sum it up to clear out the wave, but Team Liquid won't do much more than that. Morgan now could be the target. He has to try to escape through the slow coming out from Thanatos with the Between Worlds. He's overheated. He's slowed by the weirding again. APA setting up the rocks, but a nice escape thanks to Core. We have all 5 unleashed teleports ready on the map right now. Remember that C9 does have that extra map-wide utility there through Sven taking that non-combat summoner spell. Thanatos going to keep the pressure on the mid lane while Team Liquid tries to show up to contest this early positioning on the bottom side river on the Dragon Pit.
Look at him. He already lost like 30% of his HP. That's just 1 Q from Varus. If you get tagged again, they pretty much can't fight. So that is the difficulty of dealing with this Varus. And look at APA setting up for an ult.
And Morgan is so far away right now. Rumble is showing on the mid wave. So Cloud9, now they need the teleport to come in. Here we go.
All right, let's see how it's going to go. Morgan tries to get in there. APA immediately fires off the wall. C9 going to stop DPS here with the Drake right now. Blabber with the engage onto the Cataclysm. Chains of Corruption does not hit a target here to follow up, but the curtain call is already open. Drake going to be secured by the side of Team Liquid. No soul just yet, but what about the fight? Thanatos coming in, wants to fire off a 2-fold hex, but the weirding only hits Morgan. Now Jose Dioto's down to 200 HP. Blabber on the front line. Jose's already down as Core tries to get away. Blabber's still chasing, and Core JJ's next to die. Yawn meets the business end of Blabber's spear, and C9's already picked up 3. They're not done yet. You're going to see
Quid truly is magical and create something out of nothing here.
All right, Quid, this is anime protagonist or bust at this point, and it looks like it's bust. All right, C9, they will have...
Careful, Kobe, we can go for it a little bit.
No, he
Try this choke.
I don't have vision, I don't have vision.
I'm going for it, I'm going for it, I'm going for it. I'm going for it no matter what. I'm going for it no matter what.
I love it, I'm going for it no matter what, and here on the top side now, Quid is in some serious danger. He has to snap back, but he's immediately thrown back on to those stones that'll mark his grave. C9 picking up another one. Enemy mid laner down for 35 seconds.
I love that confidence in the comms listening in from APA. You know, the new guy on the team, as we saw in the content, you know, his mom making a presentation for him and him giving multiple presentations to the team, but now Blabber's in.
Yeah, Blabber's already dropped the Cataclysm. Jose Dioto wants to try to turn the aggro back around onto Sven. The Varus is under some pressure, but not any longer. The rain of arrows over the top. Jose is low, flashes back over the wall, but Morgan's going to die. APA on a killing spree, and Team Liquid are on the run. Health bars are shattered. Morgan is broken, and Quid is still yet to respawn. The C9 aggro continues.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a long respawn timer on Morgan. Even if they don't end the game right here, they're just ballooning this gold lead even further, and they are TPing in for this. They're going to grab the mid lane inhib. They already took down that top lane T2. The question is, do they go for the top lane tier 3? And it looks like that is going to be the answer.
And they've already got the wave here. Why not cash in a little further? Morgan still dead for another 10 seconds. C9 continuing their pressure. The top lane inhibitor turret will be taken, and it looks like the call is to back away. They know Morgan's spawning in 5 seconds. The first couple of games, my drafts are great. It's after that where Fearless starts to get the better of me. Hey, this is game 2. If you're playing best of 3s and you can give me 2 good ones, that's good enough. And
that'll get her done.
C9 are looking to take this one here. The tier 2 turret in the bottom lane is going to fall. An 11,000 gold lead. The Baron still on him for now as Blabber goes forward. Cataclysm on Core JJ forces him to flash away over the wall. Ult for flash. They're going after the Dragon. Yawn and Core are already chunked down to half HP. C9 is slow DPS on this Drake. They're waiting to see if it's a fight against TL they're going to take instead. Quid gets away here with a Fate Sealed for now. Between Worlds, not going to get it done from Thanatos, but a nice seismic shove means Core JJ is out of there. Quid still trying to run away. He goes into the Soul Unbound to buy himself a little bit of extra time, but with Core already out of the picture, C9's got a Soul in a 5v4. Yawn continues retreating. Thanatos wants to tag him with the weirding.
4 fully completed items. Yawn doesn't have 3 yet.
Morgan is running for his life at the moment.
That life might be forfeit. Gentleman Morgan slowed down by the smite, followed by the slow from the golden Aegis. Seismic shove forces the flash, which means the Jarvan EQ can follow and guaranteed hit the target. Morgan's about to die between worlds. Lost in the abyss goes the poor little mechanical Yordle as Team Liquid now scrambles to defend their Nexus with the remaining 4 players. Quid is still down in the bottom lane. He's got to get back to the base. He has no teleport to join quickly. The recall's got to be channeled because C9 are pushing onto the Nexus turrets. The first one's already about to die, and Weaver's wall is going to guarantee that Team Liquid cannot defend the way that they want to. Hosedioto dives in, but he's all alone. Second Nexus turret is about to fall as Thanatos takes a little damage from Quid, but it will not matter. Blabber with a re-engage. Core is the target, and they switch the focus over. They knock down Quid, and C9 with a triple kill for the new mid laner makes quick work of Team Liquid 2-0.
They took TL's mid laner, and they're going to...
Good scaling, strong front line, with the only curveball being that Kiana. But I think because they have such a strong front line in the Alistar and the Cassante, that the composition DSG has wanted to do. Call Me has held push in mid lane. The Nico support has appropriately kept the Alistar pushed in. They've had really good vision in River.
To highlight the fact that Lion's helping out with that a lot. Actually, we'll get back to that. Hambach looking for a play. Flash from Darkwings. Response from Call Me. But Sentinels are looking for it. He didn't see Hambach, though! First blood to Sentinels.
That's a nice way to... So I think he's just conceding a lot. He's actually down more than it looks because that's a 70-stack cull already from the Kai'Sa as well.
Impact actually finds the third and Topo strike. Looking for the solo kill on Castle. Flashes forward! Finds it! Impact! Next Dragon's up. Sentinels. Not only do they get a solo kill top lane, but even on the bottom half of the map, they're able to get an advantage. Pushing disguised on Journey! The circumference around the map now. The Grand Starfall. Kizzo's looking for it all onto Rahel, all alone, but Hambach's in trouble. Oh, Sajed! Ult's onto the wrong side of the wall, so he has to commit flash, but it's still a kill. DSG will get 2 members.
Before that flash cooldown comes back up.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where, again, as a rookie,
trying to race for first turret. They should be getting that extra gold now if Impact can withstand this pressure. Getting that extra gold on his ear is going to be real nice. And now Huhi's up here to cover. So giving up Rift Herald, but they're
4
sending
members.
the squad.
Yep.
It's actually 5 thinking about heading up top.
Sharks are circling onto an Alistar and a Cassante. 2 tanks, hard to take down, but they just dropped the Herald. Maybe they kill the turret first. As Sentinels
that's the idea.
have a teleport coming in. Huhi pops the ultimate early. Impact with the third and Topo strike. It's going to be a sacrifice of the Alistar. No, he flashes. Gets out just in time. DSG will only get the turret.
That's got to be a little disappointing for DSG.
Everyone again going to Darkwings. TP response from Sentinels. It's only Call Me. Now Gizmo ulting in. Darkwings has the backup of the team. He was the target, but who's hunting who? Supreme Display of Talent not landing the mark as Huhi's in some trouble. Rahel now joins in for the first kill as Sentinels do hold the line for 1. Darkwings pushes Castle back. Pop Blossom coming in. Will land on a 2. Sajed can free fire, but he only gets 1 while a triple goes to Rahel.
Again, a bit of an awkward... still doing damage.
And the story gets worse for DSG. Not only do they not find an advantageous trade for that top play, back-to-back top plays, but another dragon goes to... Castle does have the turret, but it's very low. Impact pushes the cannon wave in. Now all out, pulls Castle back yet again. He will fall in the top lane. Grand Starfall was committed by Kizno. We can clear out the wave, some damage on the Impact, but I don't know if Panther will have enough to actually threaten the kill. Impact is trading it right on back. Hambach says, I think you got this, buddy. And Impact says, you bet I do. Sajed will get the shutdown, but Impact actually plays Summoner's Rift, and Sentinels seem to be doing that very comfortably with also a very new roster. 3/5 the same for DSG last year, but DSG will commit a lot of members again to the mid lane to clear this turret. 2 TPs coming in. It looks like Sentinels actually want a fight. Impact on the flank. Darkwings is ready for it, but Sentinels can't find it, so they actually commit 2 TPs, not going to land any kind of engage.
I mean, the biggest surprise being equal in kills, so that's still going to be their window back in the game. 3-item Kai'Sa right now. This is where 80 carries really start to take off, is around the 3 or 4 core item marks with the 80 carry quest, giving them extra gold, with all of them taking cash back.
I think it's maybe reading that there could be an invade. TPing in.
It's fine.
Yeah, Sajed's very far forward. Rahel, they still have Hambach on the flank. He's now spotted. DSG see the lonely Kiana all alone, but the Pop Blossom was committed by Lions. The rest of the team, they were chasing back as Rahel kites back from Castle. Castle might just have him, though. Stunned up, CC. Can he get him? No! as a shutdown for Kizno on the Dark Wings. In goes Call Me. He finds the shutdown of his own. Now Sajed says, tag me in. Rampage for the rookie 80 carry and a team fight win for DSG.
And that's the big win. They have such a big advantage now. Can they take this Dragon and
I don't know if he knew where his 80 carry was.
Baron.
They're going to get the Baron, so DSG, the rebuild roster, the guest team.
You would expect Sentinels to have a cleaner fight setup, but I feel like Hambach getting spotted, having to kind of retreat, use his ultimate solo on the Renekton, allowing the Kai'Sa to free hit his front line. Puts him in a powerful position. A 3,000 gold lead now for Kai'Sa.
Insane lead for Sajed. The rookie 80 carry. Again, I mean, we've talked about him a lot, but there's a lot of reason to be excited about a player of his caliber. He was Masu's replacement on FlyQuest Challengers. We know kind of the expectations. We have a player for Masu now, and Sajed was the one that stepped in, filled his shoes, was able to win the same award Masu did, now in the same league as Masu, and having a pop-off game #1. Makes you wonder, what else is this kid capable of?
The promised Tier 2 and Tier 3 pipeline bearing its fruit here in 2026.
Don't watch EU. Don't look. You don't need to pay attention to Sajed. Can they push into another turret here? They just took the mid turret. They took the bottom turret. One last Tier 2 turret. DSG had a 2,000 gold lead. This Baron has ballooned up to a 4,000 gold lead now. And they do actually
potentially end the game. They've eliminated 6 turrets already.
And it's not only the young 80 carry, it's a jungler subbing in, and it's their top lane. Actually, we're back to that Lions with a Pop Blossom defensively. They got him! Hambach just popped like a balloon. DSG will happily accept the jungle donation, as now they're looking for impact. Yes, a flash away from the flick back, and Sentinels now with 4 members for this. I would have said, unfortunately, rooting for the players on DSG, but I'm expecting a 2-0 for Sentinels. Thankfully, nobody asked me that ahead of time, so I don't have to admit that, though. Because that would have been a little embarrassing. Sentinels so far have not been able to really solidify.
That allows the Kai'Sa to fly in, so it's very difficult for Sentinels to approach.
You see Darkwing's going for a bag. Baron's been started. Darkwings, if he finishes the 4th out, can TP in time, maybe it changes things, but DSG, no contest, will pick up the Baron.
Big front line, and even with Azir Corki, that they're necessarily winning the front to back because the Talia and the Kai'Sa just have such a big item advantage.
Whoa! Call Me! Use the Weaver's Wall to try and help out the team on the bottom dive, but almost dies. He doesn't, though! He lives! Kizno, the savior of his mid laner. Darkwings will take down Castle, though, because DSG were expecting a mid laner down there. Now they got a jungler.
Oh,
Kizno with the Grand Starfall flash from Lions. The Jet dominating as the rookie 80 carry. He's exhausted, but he don't care. Who he trying to frontline for the team? Kizno doing the same. It's a trade of kills back and forth. Call Me will get shut down by Darkwings. Oh, what a scrap.
I think that last push was their strongest window.
Oh, another Weaver's Wall now. Call Me's really fishing for these Grand Starfall as well. DSG using their semi-globals to try and catch out members of Sentinels, but who he just walks away from the Pop Blossom right there. Now the block from Hambach! Sentinels trying to turn it around, but Sajed is untouched. He got a huge shield. Darkwing's trying to push him away. Sajed positioning safely, trying to free fire, but Darkwing's found him! The carry for DSG is shut down, and Sentinels hold the line.
This is still anyone's game. You can see them pushing back the mid lane. 2 for 2, but the carries are alive.
Still has a flank here, but Sentinels, they have the Azir ultimate. Now the Weaver's Wall yet again. Darkwings barely gets over and gets back to his team. Now it's Castle who might be caught out.
But they might get
Darkwings goes not in the direction of Castle, but he flashes forward, jumps onto Rahel, has to Valkyrie to safety. DSG feel confident to push forward because of the low health bars of Darkwings, and Rahel having to use the cleanse. No flash on Corki either. Sentinels, that was a tough moment there. They thought they could turn on Castle, but DSG were ready to actually pounce.
Yeah, Darkwings ended up being at the back of the chasing party, and now they're going straight for Baron.
Yeah, Darkwing's back.
Burst this down.
Darkwing's back and healed, and now a TP answer from Castle. Darkwing's gonna hold the wall over there. Who he TP's in as well. DSG though, almost got the pick onto Impact, but he's got the unstoppable.
Baron Shred is real, and they've also given away position on Soul, so if DSG just push them off here and then move towards Soul, that would be a big advantage.
With the flash over the wall! Pop Blossom on a free! Supreme display of talent, tries to turn things around. Darkwings can free fire, has the ultimate to buy space for Sentinels, and that's enough. An incredible engage from DSG goes awry as Sentinels hold the line.
That's crazy. They one-shot Rahel's Corki, but Darkwings and Hambach and Impact fight back the engage.
Yeah.
So, but this is important. To me, Soul for Baron, I'm taking Soul every time, and Sentinels is actually teleporting to control the Baron, but Soul is going to be going over to DSG.
Yeah, this would be the third Baron of the game. First for Sentinels, they commit to Dragon. DSG get that Soul. Call Me is here to watch the Baron go down, but will back off wisely. A wave pushing top, a wave pushing mid. Sentinels are giving away a lot for this Baron, and now they will pick it up, but I think at this point, let's build this kid up. And again, I mean, it is important to remind people that this is a rookie AD carry coming in, and I think he has played exceptionally well as Castle now finding Rahel, the more experienced bot laner, all alone. TB coming in, don't matter. Rahel caught out of position. DSG find a pick.
What a disastrous play there for Rahel. He was greeting a wave to try and get his maw, but we're 2 minutes from Baron and from Elder.
50 more seconds.
There's no reason to not wait for the wave to enter, and now the team's in a tough spot.
Darkwings is going for a play on this Jet, finds Lion, Supreme Display of Talent will go in, and it catches Jet on the back half. Has to use the ultimate to try and get over the wall, but there's just nowhere safe to go. Shut down to Hambach and Darkwings. What a crazy look.
Two.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this.
Cancel. Oh, nice.
So Sajet thinks he's out.
Cancel, no flash.
Just get pretty. Yeah, pretty.
No flash, no now. Oh, nice.
Nice, Isaac.
Can impact in who he had a trap laid for him, and now Castle will face check and see it. Who he's walking all the way around. Maybe the Cow can find something, but the Elder Dragon's already at half health. Who he does find, the engage on the Sajed! Has the Zonius to try and stay alive. Can he get out of there? Ult over the wall, knocked around, but Sajed still stands. Now it's Lions with the flank, it's Castle holding the line. It's Elder still focused, but Impact is stalling the Elder. Kizno flashes the wall, in goes Rahel. Double kill to the Corki. He's gonna get even more. Sentinels with the team fight win at the Elder Dragon. And Sajed trying to find something will fall. Quadra kill to Rahel.
Only Lions alive and a minion wave in mid. He's hoping to be able to push it back, but that's probably going to be a Game 1 win and Game 1 heartbreak for DSG.
Oh, they held the line for so long, but who was it? Huhi with the flank around the buff and finds Sajed. DSG tried so hard to keep their AD carry alive all game. He played so well, but Huhi on support will find those engages. Sentinels have some minions in their base, but I think with their wave spotting, they should be just fine. Walking in a cannon, Lions is going to try and stop it, but with Elder Dragon on Sentinels, no shot of that. Welcome to the LCS, Sentinels. Congrats on your first game win. Sentinels take win 1 against Disguised.
101,000 gold for their team by the end of this one. 41 kills in 49 minutes. It wasn't how they would have drawn it up, but Sentinels take the 1-0 lead against Improvement. It's absolutely true.
But either way, it's going to be Gwen as the final pick here for Sentinels. So AP solo laners for Impact and Darkwings, and we do know with the Wukong lock-in,
it looks like Sentinels want it anyway.
They have a big wave, so they will commit to it. It's Rahel getting big damage in onto Sajed, who he was taking up first. Now Hambach taking up afterwards, but gets out of range, and Sentinels are fine.
And Darkwings is dead.
In the mid lane, though. First blood is picked up. DSG find the play mid.
And Lions diving over the bubble for a big trade onto Huhi, playing pretty aggressive.
And Kizno's just going to go back again. Still no flash on Darkwings. And a second. Darkwings and Kizno actually were on the same roster last year for Conviction. So Kizno waved to his old teammate saying, yeah, I'll take 2 kills from you. And that means that Call Me also gets a CS lead, but Hambach will get the first Dragon. So even though we've seen multiple kills on the Kizno, objective lead starts off with Sentinels.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, Sajed's level
30
5.
CS up. We're gonna put him in the dirt. It's also bad for him to be top lane against the 2-kill Wukong who has ultimate, but they're completely on top of the ward.
Sajed is still level 5. Lions is level 6. Call Me has hovered to help out, and now they're just going to flash engage themselves, trying to lock down Huhi. Call Me will get in there and pick up a 3rd kill for DSG.
Nice job there, but I think questionable play to wait that long.
It might be more. Rahel has the flash available, has the barrier available. We'll need to use either one. Lions tried to predict as Rahel says, no, I'm just going to hold my line and doesn't have to use anything. Meanwhile, here comes Hambach. DSG could be in some trouble. The flash hits on the Lions, and Rahel picks up the first kill of game 2 for Sentinels.
Because Rahel has the Essence Reaver, is going to play super aggressive, but unless Kizno is in gank position when he goes in, he's just too far away to be able to make an approach. They didn't even get a summoner spell out of Rahel's Lucian. So yes, they get the dragon. I think they're always going to get the dragon with that Trinity Force Wukong. And now Hambach,
so
our first top gank ever.
Yeah, we have a TP coming in as well. The Needlework was already used from Impact. He does not have the ultimate available. As the public execution will miss, that's a flash from Castle. Teleport coming in as well from Darkwings. It's going to be underneath right there. Yeah.
Nobody's punished.
But Castle does have TP, and we find a pick in the jungle! Hambach caught out as Kizno with his mid laner will find. I'm just going to ignore whatever they're shouting now, because I'm assuming it's nothing worth sharing on broadcast. Engage from Lions now onto Rahel, but Kizno wasn't ready on a bubble from Hui to keep him alive, but in comes Call Me! Rahel's still alive!
Wow.
Rahel holds the line! Hambach with the kill and the punish.
That's crazy. The angle was actually so good for DSG, but Sentinels is able to outplay it. The biggest thing is the bubble onto the Wukong.
That was incredible.
He'd be able to engage on her health. That would have been enough damage on top of the Aurora damage to get the kill, but it just makes Rahel
he still has it though!
He's all now.
Rahel stuck around for another wave and is punished. Kizno!
But he stuck around and got killed the second time around. And they're going to continue to give gold into this Lucian. This should be first turf for him.
Yeah. The Herald will charge in. Rahel will pick that up as well. TP could cover from Call Me, but he's 1v1ing Darkwing spot side with Kizno. Ooh. We got 2 dives happening at the same time. The Namiel again. Public execution misses from Castle. He's taking too much damage, but he's got the Castle Lions! DSG support will save the life of the top laner. Body blocks Hambach's Vault Breaker. Sentinels, Rahel and Hui are even nearby, but Call Me will make it to safety for now. Sentinels, do they want to push? Splash from Impact! Not gonna find it. Call Me's out of there. I didn't think it was gonna be a close match though, as now another play from DSG on the Darkwings. Call Me getting fed. 3-1 and 2 on the Aurora.
They have better trigger.
Castle's dancing on him.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Kizno, man. Coming in, short-term substitution right here. Had a pretty solid early game on the Pantheon. Always get mid-push first, and then they can move to sides.
Castle fancies himself a 1v1, has a level up over Darkwings. Petrifying Gaze available. He's going to have to play it correctly, though. Throws out his dodge! Wow. Castle with the sidestep and the solo kill!
Try and carry this game, because you can see, like, Castle's going to win both side lanes.
Yeah.
Makes the game super interesting that Sentinels is always second, so they're trying to get everybody here. Rahel's going to go for a fight mid.
Yeah, I mean, this Colin's big. Has to flash away. Kizno's trying to get the safety, but Rahel's coming in. The walls are closing in. Hambach locking Kizno down for long enough. And that is a kill picked up. It's traded back. Jungler for jungler as Lions now trying to keep Castle alive. Another sidestep with the Petrifying Gaze. Darkwings just can't land them. Call Me's now joined in on the fight. The solo laners for DSG are holding the line. Double kill to Rahel. He just cannot go down. Sentinels 80 carry. Trying his best to carry the fight. Impact trying his best to get this kill. We'll find it. In comes Rahel. Tag him back. The turret will save Castle's life. Smashed by a rookie like that. You got a chip on your shoulder. 3-1-2. He played that fight beautifully with a sliver of a health bar, sticking around for much longer than I would have expected. But it was basically a wash for both teams. The gold is still about where it was. DSG have a lead. They have 3 dragons now, plus the grub. So they are still in an advantaged position. Sentinels buff right now. Sentinels, they don't have their Gwen with them. TP could come up. And Castle's pushing another wave here mid. Sentinels will try and catch that one, but it's still focused on the Bear, and Castle just trying to keep Rahel away from the fight. Call Me as well! Finds the pop on a Hui. Castle getting kited by Rahel, who will stay alive. The Lucian just won't go down. Hambach throws his life away. Kizno will be traded. It's jungler for jungler, support for top. Sentinels coming out a little ahead, but with the Baron was the bait there from DSG. Oh, now they might just be able to capitalize again. Still no flash on Rahel. And that's a little more damage from Call Me than we saw from Castle.
By DSG.
Rahel's all the gold right now, so they can try and contest. They will TP in. They have Gwen going into the mid lane. DSG's answering on the top side here. Yeah, about half health. That's a flash and dodge for Dark Wings, but everyone's still trying to pile on. But Impact trying to be the front line now. Keep everybody away from the Cassiopeia. Sentinels playing this fight beautifully, keeping Dark Wings alive. Petrifying Gaze out of 2. Hambach back on a Kizno, dodges away from the Cyclone. So DSG just not fighting their games, but they got the knockup on the Dark Wings. Lions found the Cassiopeia. Hambach did not have the snake behind him, so he will die. And D are actually the team looking at it.
I mean, there are all ultimates up except for Wukong ultimate, which will be up in 8 seconds. Sentinel's in a dangerous spot.
Castle has the ultimate available. Flash from Rahel, but it goes Call Me shut down. Rahel does not get popped this time. Castle can't find him. He's looking to get onto the Lucian. He takes the blast code away. Rahel doesn't have the damage anymore. And now DSG can clean up the rest of the members. The Lucian flew out of the fight, but he flies back in. Double kill to the Wukong, but Rahel is still alive. If he can kite back, maybe he can find the miracle. But Kizno, the emergency sub with the
This is Chemsoul now in the aftermath of this fight, which is going to make it even more difficult for Sentinels to win.
And that was Kizno on your screen right there, chuckling to himself. So if he gets chunked, try and heal back up, but it's not poke he's got to deal with, it's burst. And here comes the burst. The ultimate from Abessa misses. Call Me can't get the damage. Rahel is alive. Lions goes in, but where's the follow-up? Rahel's knocked up, but there's just no damage behind it. And now that's GA from Kizno. Impact buying a lot of space for Sentinels, trying to stop the Wukong. He'll trade his life for the support. Shut down to Impact. Kizno finds something for his trouble.
They don't catch Impact as well as Rahel, then they could still be in for a lot of pain.
And we saw what he was able to do. Ooh, bubble over the wall into Lions. He's built relatively tanky though, so they want to all commit into it. And now the public execution does land. They got Rahel. The AD carries down. Colby's in some trouble. Impact is getting bursted. Double kill the Castle. Shut down for the triple as Hambach's got to retreat. Dark Wings flashes away. DSG trade their mid laner for 3.
Interesting decision. They might have had a chance to run down mid lane and get a lot, but I think Baron is the correct call here. With Soul already acquired, this is going to be their 3rd Baron of the series. Yep. We'll see if it can lead to their first win.
This is a much later Baron last time around. By this point in game 1, they had 2. Now it's their first one because of how much...
He's really not behind anymore at this stage in the game. You can see 4 full items working on his 5th. That's
top lane
the same as Rahel.
With the triple kill to Castle, you were highlighting it was like a 2K gold lead, but now Castle actually has the lead over Impact, but he is slightly isolated. In comes Impact, in comes Hambach. No flash on the Vi. He's got to chase him down. Impact's looking for the slow. Castle has a lot of magic resist, and in comes Lion to back him up. Impact has to flash to safety as Nami will cover the retreat.
But really just look to see who they can one-shot at the start of the fight. They're going for Hambach.
Yeah, he's got the Guardian Angel, but Call Me sees who he and just tries to pop the Nami. Not enough damage. In comes the teleport. Castle find a lot of space. Dark Wings misses the Petrifying Gaze again, and Call Me lives! Almost burning down. Rahel's trying to get the damage. Impact needs to be the hero for Sentinels, but a double kill to Sajed. Rahel just can't get in range. The flash, the W, he finds it. Rahel will get 1, but that's 1 for 4. DSG are gonna make the march through mid lane.
At what cost? They don't even need the Elder. Rahel would have to 1v4. It looks like DSG is gonna send us to a game 3.
I mean, he's got to look for some miracle here. Get onto the wave. He dodges Lions engage again, but there's just too many members. The ace for Kizno, and what a debut for a young roster. They have the wave, they have the death timers. DSG have won game number 2. They have equalized the series, and Riot Games Arena, you're in for a treat. We got a game 3.
45 kills in an absolute banger. The 10-kill Wukong is...
So that would be a great tool to kind of buy time in that ult. But we'll see how Impact wants to pilot that one. It could just be about that 1v1. I'm looking at the rest of the map. Not quite half the damage. Kizno still hanging out on the side right now, looking for the flank onto Rahel. Huhi and Hambach are split off. The wave is pushing them away, so Rahel is left out to dry. Gift the kill to Sajed. First blood to DSG.
And that could not have gone... Gobble that up as Kizno freely takes this Drake through mid and bot control. I'm a little impressed here by Call Me's ability to have the shove on the Victor. I think part of that is just because there was so much river control, and Dark Wings probably had to respect the gank looking solid, especially because this team has been on such limited practice.
Yeah. Oh, nice low binding there from Lions onto Hambach. Some all in from Kizno. Get a teleport out from top lane. The advantage of TP means that we're going to have more members from Sentinels. The Bard ult will delay, but not save Kizno's life. And he cannot equalize onto Hambach. Rahel push for this dragon as DSG did not immediately pull the trigger on it, and now top lane Castle again in the Shadow Realm. Impact is just using this almost on cooldown here. More damage, and now Hambach as well. Impact picking up the kill on Castle.
Yeah, nice job there. Doesn't matter if you're walking over vision, if you're stuck inside a mortar here. I think Rahel got pushed back yet again, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, has to respect a possible dive since they don't have vision on Drake. If he stayed, there's a chance that Xin would have just dove him. So I mean, loses the game of chicken there by recalling since Kizno was on Drake.
And if you don't have Huhi with you, even the 2v1 dive with Bard ulting the turret, they can kill you so fast. So DSG will get the dragon. Kizno has to
eventually
go back. He was at 1 health. I think he thought the pet would do it. As he now start up this Herald, they have Sajed walking up from the mid lane. So Sentinels have a couple members here, but they're not immediately pulling the trigger. Now Rahel's coming down red and white on the Aphelios. He's ready with the Moonlight Vigil as well. Teleport's coming in. Now Kizno trying to keep Hambach away. Ults and will smite the objective, but now it's all focused onto Rahel. The Aphelios, what a Bard ult from Lions onto everybody. Sets up Calmy to go for the dive. He has to flash away into the smoke screen. Darkwing's not able to get the damage out of the fight, but he might just kill Calmy. No, the Shuriken flipped to safety. Double kill to Calmy. DSG will get the objective, and they'll get out with a trade of kills, 2 for 2.
It's crazy that that fight was actually 2 for 2. It looked so bad for DSG at the very start because Kizno basically used all his cooldowns just to get the Rift Herald.
Yeah.
And then when a 5v5 fight breaks out, it's usually the team that didn't invest in going for the steal. But Lions' Bard ultimate disabling them for so long.
Oh, and Calmy was waiting in the brush, and he capitalizes on Darkwing's
50 health. Super smart of him to stick around, use the red buff regen, and get that next kill.
Darkwings did not expect that one coming here. He wasn't hit by the Bard ult as he pulled Castle into the Death Realm. So that seems to be the name of the game of the team fights, is just get the front line out of there.
Right.
But we'll just slow on auto, and then you get faster auto attack speed.
Yeah.
Really, really good item.
Battle Pipes was nerfed in this patch that we're playing on compared to where the other regions are playing, so it's a 300 gold more expensive, but I still feel like the aura value is so incredible. They might just be taking gold here and giving up this Drake.
Interesting. Oh, no, they TP in.
Drake's
it's going to be a
though.
late Drake contest. Drake is secured for Sentinels as Calmy and Impact now 1v1ing. The Bard ult will land as Castle's trying to follow up. Lions takes a big chunk. Rahel in some trouble as Kizno diving deep with his top laner. Rahel does die. Impact does not win the 1v1 in the Death Realm. A double kill to Sajed as DSG will win the team fight. Still Dragon picked up by Sentinels. They're able to get Lions because he wanted to play on that team. Then he gets dropped a year after they join North America, but this series so far, he has shown he is a very solid engaged support. He has found multiple angles to give DSG winning team fights.
Yeah, big shout out.
We'll see how Impact wants to play this, as he will pull him back in. Doesn't land the Q. Calmy getting big damage on Impact. Yeah, he must not have, because now he is surrounded by 4 members of Sentinels. Will Perfect Execution flash away, but shut down regardless. Impact picks up the kill.
Big mistake there. Bounty goes over to Impact. Drake up in 30 seconds as well, so Calmy will only be able to teleport in about 10 seconds after it spawns. Decent chance Sentinels can control this, but gotta be a little careful. Sivir still 3 full items. I feel like DSG is going to look to contest this. They will have Bard ultimate soon.
Can always look for the pick with that 7 seconds until that is available.
They're going to try and burst it for sure. Rahel doesn't have the best guns, but he's going to try and cycle the better teamfight guns on this Drake.
And Calmy, even if he does TP in, won't have ult, won't have flash. So it's not even like that much advantage if they can stall this dragon. Maybe they find a pick, but it looks like engaged now from Huhi as Sentinels want to be the ones to pull the trigger. Kizno force back Sajed, shredding through Impact's health bar as Huhi will die as well. The Bard ult onto Rahel. He's got a flash. The ult doesn't go off. Sajed is bombing off in the team fight. Massive damage from the Sivir. A triple kill to Kizno. What did they feed these rookies for breakfast? They stepped up huge.
What a team fight there by DSG after a mistake from Calmy. They keep a calm head. They secure the Drake. He's locked in.
That's the response?
Yeah, no acknowledgement. You're on fire. Of course I am.
Yeah, that was expected. I knew. Again, I got to talk with some of the players before they took to the stage today, and vibes were good, but it was very much more like we're just going to kind of have fun with it. We don't have the full roster together. We're going to give it our best shot. It wasn't like we're going to smash!
Good night.
As Calmy's doing just that! Another solo kill on a Darkwing.
So what happens if Akali gets going in the side lane? You just wait in the bush for the other guy to show up, and then you one-shot him. So very nicely done by Calmy. And they kept the expectations low, and the feelings are so good when you are the underdog like this and you're this close to victory. So they are playing with style and confidence now.
And we saw Papa Smithy at Twitch chat say right there, baby Masu performing. A reminder, Sajed replaced Masu on FlyQuest Challengers. Masu was a huge call-up for the region. Sajed was the one that took his spot in Tier 2. And what a debut from this young AD carry. DSG will take the middle inhibitor. They're looking for the top turret next. And it doesn't look like they're slowing down with 3 cannon and power, or Baron and power cannons. They can just walk up. Impact will pull 2 of those under the turret, but the rest of Sentinels just can't quite stop the onslaught that is DSG. Castle will start taking the turret. Doesn't have the flash available. He's actually going to take a big chunk of damage right now, but the turret does go down. The Bard ultimate, it interrupts Hamba.
No flash.
No flash on the Xin Zhao. No chance of survival. Calmy with his 5th kill of the game, and DSG with 5 members strong. Baron on 2 waves. They're going to look to end it right here, right now. Back from Castle, he can TP to the wave and help with the push, and they're going to do just that. Supers are now coming in the mid lane. Sentinels have to defend 4v5.
It's going to be real tough for them to do that. Castle taking down this first one. You always have to watch out about a call on the flank too.
Impact has the ultimate available. He's trying to 1v1 Calmy right now. The first Nexus turret will fall. Kizno goes back in onto Impact. He's just getting chunked down. Will pull Kizno into the ult and get the GA. But that's only an item cooldown. That's not the full kill. Now he comes out of the Death Realm into a slaughterhouse, who he tries to engage, but the damage cannot follow up. Hambach will get 1. Darkwings with a big shutdown, but DSG, they took down the Nexus turrets. DSG, they didn't need those 3 out of 5 members. They just needed this one shot. They'll win their first series of LCS.
It only takes them 1 series to get on the board here in 2026. Smiles all around for DSG. Some incredible rookie debuts. This was a shocking result based on our expectations.
Incredible.